Good evening, everyone. Namaskar. Dr.T.S Shanmugham Sivacharyar, son of Dr.T.S Shanmugham of Chennai Sri Kalikambal Temple, and he's the younger brother of our Guru Swami Sadasivu. He did his PhD in Shiva Agama and did his MA in Vedanta philosophy, and he's actually a gold medalist as well. And he has traveled around the globe and has conducted a lot of Kumbhabhishekams. He's the Asthana Acharya of Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple, Maryland, Washington. He's also very familiar to our satsang. He has led the Kumbhabhishekam and also gave a speech last year during our Samvatsara celebrations. He came to US to attend the Hindu Congress and has accepted our invitation to give a lecture on the relevance of temples, which is very important for our current generation to know. The lecture will be concluded by a small Q&A where Sivacharya will answer any of the questions related to the topic. We are very honored to have your presence, sir, and looking forward to your wonderful speech. No.
Om Vande Gurum Shivam Sambam Dakshina Murtimabhyayam Yadvandareena Mando Vivindet Guru Samanatam Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Kadalagika Sindhu Kannir Malgi Oduvartham Mai Nannerikku Uipadu Vedam Nanginum Mai Porulavadu Nathan Namam Namah Shivayave. Respected satsang, namaskaram to everyone. We have gathered here on a special day, on a Friday, so it's a special day, Shukravara. It's very special to goddesses Devi, and we believe the Agamas have come through Devi from Shiva. Agatam Shiva Bhaktrebhyah Gatantu Girijamukhe Matantu Shiva Bhaktanam Tasmat Agamam Ityuchade. That which has been transferred. Since all cannot chant the Vedic mantras because of the meter, the chandas and everything. So Agamas were specially given by Lord Shiva to understand the greatness of the Vedas and for them to practice. People who have got initiated into Shiva Diksha, they can chant, they can do the Parayana of Agama, they can practice the Agama prayers at their homes. Atmartha Puja. For Atmartha Puja, they were allowed. So it's a special day on Shukravara, and we are going to discuss on the relevance of temples. Temples, Alaya. Why temples are important? Our Shastra says, Nakurya Nishphalam Karma. Please do not do anything which is fruitless. Anything you do, it should be, it should yield some kind of fruit. So they give an example, Jalatadana yor nishiddhatvat, like playing in the water, simply. Just nowadays, what examples we can say, watching the Facebook or WhatsApp. Jalatadana, those days, just playing in the water, they said, Jalatadana yor nishiddhatvat. Whatever we do, it should be fruitful, some kind. It may be fruitful to yourself or fruitful to the society in some way. Swami Chinmaya used to say, time does not have a reverse gear. So every minute is so important. So the relevance of temples, why temples are so important? Because a common question today we get is, any part of the world I travel, Swami, when I close my eyes, I'm able to be in touch with the Supreme. I can understand myself. Then why we need a separate place called a temple? This is the common question. Wherever I travel, so you can Atma Jnana, I just sit down, I just close my eyes, I'm able to understand myself, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma. It is all fine. But why we need a separate place called temple? Is it waste of time? Is it really fruitful? Or how it is going to help the society? That is what I wanted to discuss with your satsang today. So maybe first half an hour I'll speak, then the last half an hour we can have a question and answer session. Whatever questions you have related to temples, you can ask. Okay. So temple, Alayam, in Sanskrita, the temple is called Alaya. A is soul. Lai means to get into. All of us, we have come down here, we have four purposes. Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Dharma, right way. Artha, the material wealth is also very important. And Kama, dharmic desires. Desire should be Dharma and should be a proper Kama, desire. And Moksha is a final. That's why Kama Koti, the Matha is called Kama Koti. The end final of Kama is Moksha. Kama Koti, which blesses us with Moksha. So these four are very important. And in Agamas, we have four padas. Charya Pada, Kriya Pada, Jnana Pada and Yoga Pada. These four padas, the four pillars base, that is for any home or anything, the four pillars, that is the base. Likewise, these four padas. Char means to walk. We have to follow the steps of our gurus. No questioning. You just have to follow. Charya, Char. And our Tirunavakkar upper, he did through Charya Pada, whenever he went to a temple, he used to clean. He used to go on cleaning, always used to keep a special thing so that he was able to clean the temple. Charya Pada. Kriya Pada is doing our rituals. How to do the rituals. All are prescribed in our Agamas. All are prescribed. And Yoga Pada, you need to get into, like through the yoga practices, all yogasanas, pranayama, pratyahara, all are defined in a very great manner in our Agamas. And Jnanapada, to know about the self. Pati, Pashu and Pasha. Pati is the supreme self, Lord Shiva. Pashus, we are all Pashus. We are all Pashus. Pashu means not animals. Pashu means, Pashu, the Jivatmas. And Pasha is an illusion which stops us to reach us the Pati. That is why any temple when you enter, you can see there will be Pati, Lord Shiva. There will be Pashu, the Vahana of that Lord. Of Shiva means Vrishabha. Of Devi means Simha. Of Muruga means you will have a peacock. The Vahana of that God. That Vahana is nothing but the Jivatmas. If you look at it, how it is it will be full of, in a humble manner, humility. Complete humility, full of humility. It will express a humility. It will be in a soft way, not harsh. I am the sponsor today. I have sponsored this land. I have did this. I have done that. Nothing. When you come to a temple and you can see a Balipita in front of the Vahana, which is nothing but we should sacrifice our ego. Once you sacrifice your ego and once you surrender to the God in an humble way, Panda Atmavishya Buddhihi Yesham Tehi Panditaha. Bhagavad Pada says, person who knows about the self is a Pandita, not a gold medalist. The gold medal is not passport, visa for your moksha. Once you know about yourself, once you are egoless, and that is the entrance for, and these energy, these thoughts, you get, once you enter a room, which is air-conditioned room, you feel the coolness. You don't have to put any effort to get the coolness. Likewise, a temple is nothing but the energy. Because these words are given by the Lord Himself. Agatam Shiva Vaktrebhya. 28 Agamas, 207 Upagamas, which talks about the town planning, but temple was the center. That was the portal. And you have the LAN and WAN, local area network, wide area networks, different nodes. These were all the nodes. So in Agamas, it talks about the town planning, where the pond has to be constructed, where the school has to be constructed, where the houses have to be, in which direction. All those techniques were there with us. Because of invasions and so many reasons, nearly 10 centuries, we have lost the total, the connectivity. I cannot say we have totally lost. It is feeble. Now it is our duty today. Why I am discussing these things with you is, anything, we should be always optimistic, we should be positive. We can get back. Once we move near the tower, it is more audible, it is more clearer. Likewise, it is our duty to give to our next generation. First, we have to understand. We have to understand the importance of temples, and then we have to pass on this culture, this great culture of Agamas about the temples to our younger generation. Then there won't be any question of worries at all. So that's why those days they were very Alayam Toluvadu Salavam Nandru Kovililla Uril Kudirikka Vendam. Please do not stay at a place where there is no temple. It is said. Kovililla Uril Kudirikka Vendam. Alayam Toluvadu Salavam Nandru. When you worship, when you go to a temple, it is the best of worship. Salavam Nandru. They didn't say you just sit down and close your eyes, because that is only for ourselves. So once there was a question. which language you have to pray. We do unnecessary questioning. Whether we have to pray to Vinayaka or not. He is from North India or South India. These type of, in fact, we should not look into those inquiries at all, because we waste our time. Every second is important. We know Ganapati is our God. Ganesha removes our obstacles. Why we have to go into that group? Even if you are under suspicious group, we will be caught tomorrow. Our karmas. So let us not go into it. It says, Alayam Thuruvadu Salavam Nandru. So once there was a question about Sanskrit, why we have to use the language Sanskrit? Each one have their own mother tongue. Why can't the priest worship in their mother tongue so that everyone can understand? I said, if that is so, a person whose mother tongue is Tamil, he can worship in Tamil, fine. The priest for him. When he does the prayers for a person whose mother tongue is Tamil, he can pray. Telugu, Kannada, fine. Everything is fine. Suppose the priest is multifaceted, multilingual, everything is fine. Suppose he is going to pray for a dog. How should he pray, I asked him. You understood? Suppose he has to pray for everyone. All are Atmas. As per our Hindu Dharma, this jati, this masculine, feminine, everything is only upadhi. Only outside. Everything inside is soul. Vidya, Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane, Gavyastini, Shvanishchaiva, Shopakeja, Pandita, Samadarshina. He who sees the soul in all the beings, even in a dog, a person who eats a dog, in a Brahmana, in a cow, everything is soul. That is our Siddhanta. So that I just asked the person, how will I pray when I have to pray for a dog? Should I bark? You understood? So Samskrita is a language, it's called like the machine language. Machine language. You have a machine language and a user language. Correct. So machine language, it is programmed in such a way, the energy, the universal energy is brought down through the channels. The gods there are not just idols, they are vigrahas, grahanam. They absorb the energy, and through that, you have a SIM card, through the SIM card you get that energy. How it works, we do not know. You just have to place it and it works. It works. Somehow it works. Likewise, this alaya or something, it is not just another place. Alaya is not just a place for us to, come together, for the society to come together. So why can't we do for the society? It's not like it is an energy for each and every one of the society. Let him be a Nastika, let him be an atheist. Let that person be, whatever he may be. No problem about the human, whether he's a human being, whether animals or whatever it is. That is why we have specifications in constructing of a temple also. That's why it's not a big place. If it is only for the people to come and to get together, just to speak and chant mantras or whatever it may be, it is not like that. It is like in a SIM card, you can see some programming. We may not understand, but it is programmed in such a way that it can absorb the energy and give it to us in some kind of program. Likewise, temples are built in such a way that energy of the divine energy is brought into different forms. Ganesha in the form of elephant face. Shanmukha, 6 faces. Shiva's 5 faces and 1 face of Goddess Shakti. 5 plus 1, 6. Panchabhuta, and the energy that activates the Panchabhutas. 5 elements, we are made up of the 5 elements. The whole world is made up of 5 elements. All the 5 elements are made happy by doing prayers to Lord Shanmukha. These are all different type of energies. We have different, angas. Different system in our body. Each has its own specifications, own, working stages. Likewise, those days, we had a system in such a way, the temples were built in such a way, different vigrahas, different murtis, by which there was a balance in the environment. Prakrityai Namaha. First Nama for Lakshmi, what do you call it? First Nama? Om Prakrityai Namaha. The nature, the worship of nature is Mahalakshmi. It is not our culture to spit in the road. Whatever you are seeing, it is not our culture. We were under the invasion. Because of that, the samsargaja, dosha, guna bhavanti. Sometimes when we move with the person, we get their dosha and guna also. It is not ours. Ours is not spitting outside. Sanatana Dharma, always it should be clean. Shuddhatvad Shiva muchyate. Shiva is nothing but Shuddha. Cleanliness. That was our culture. We will get back. We should be always positive. We should be optimistic. We should not say something is negative. That person was wrong, fine. Today, how is he? We should see only good things. My father always says, see always good things in everyone. We have come down here for a bigger purpose. We are not here to worry about others' characters or whatever it is. So temples were built in such a way, even the pond, it had directions, it had dimensions based upon the Lord Shiva's size. Shiva was a Mulasthana Vigraha. Whichever temple, if it is based upon Vaikhanasa Agama or Pancharatra Agama, if Vishnu's structure, the measurements, based upon that, the whole village was constructed. Now we change everything. We have our own rooms, and final for puja room, there's a small place below the steps. We will keep the Lord there. How the culture has changed. Those days the first place was given to the Lord, and through the Lord it started. First is the seed. From the seed it comes out, the tree. Likewise, very important. A person who spends more time with the God, he is not a fool. He need not wait outside. He need not wait. You won't wait outside. You won't wait outside. So temples add dimensions. Temple add a structure. It is more than science, because even science we may say something today, and after a few years we may say no, it is not there. We have found something new. But these are more than science. That is why this Sanatana Dharma is called eternal. Sanatana means eternal. So we are here today. We are experiencing Sanatana Dharma. It is not only we. If we in our future births, how many births we do not know. Even at that point of time, we will experience this. We experienced it earlier. Sanatana means eternal, and it gives energy for each and every being of the universe. Not to, I'm telling you, that's why it is very important to take care of the temples in the way that has been prescribed in it. It's not just a structure, because there are, for example, the pujas, how many times the pujas has to be done? 8 times a day. 8 times, 7 times, 6 times. Uttama Uttama, Uttama Madhyama, Uttama Adama, Yatha Vibhava Vistaram, based upon the financial status. All those discussions. Those days, if you have seen the temple, even today, below the Rajagopuram, there will be 2 spaces. Rajagopuram, you have seen? Rajagopuram is the feet, holy feet of the Lord. Rajagopuram is the holy feet of the Lord. So once you enter the temple, there is no question of cell phones. Once you enter a temple, there is no question of temples. You have entered. This is Balalaya. See, our temple is now Karunalaya, Balalaya. It's a beginning stage. When they are child, there are special exemptions. When you grow more and more and more, once you enter a temple, the Rajagopura is supposed to be the holy feet of the Lord. So you have entered the God. You have entered the divine energy. There, whatever you sow, you reap that. So you should be very positive. You should talk only good things there. Only chant mantras there. At any point of time, we cannot talk any other thing other than God there. Because it is the only place where we think about that. Energy is higher. We may sit at home, we may sit in meditation, we may get the divine energy, but not all. What about for a person who is not well, who is sick? We cannot get that energy. A person who is, maybe a child, he will not get that energy. So temple is nothing but the place where the prayers are done for the benefit of the whole universe. So the maintenance of temples are very important. Our temples has to be maintained, the list of flowers are given. The list of flowers, the list of, puja samagris, they are like, CH4 is methane, C2H6 is ethane. It is not the same. Correct or not? The bill also 10 is different from 100. It is not the same. 10 makes a difference. It is 10 times. Likewise, which samagri has to be included, which mantra has to be included, like the password. So if we do with and bhavana, our thoughts has to be very pure. Bhavana matra santushtayinama. If you don't get these things, with whatever is possible we can do. But when we get those things, see, when you have good food there, you won't go for bread. When you do not have any other thing, we take bread and jam or whatever it is. But when we have something, it is all given by the God. And we have to do these things not for ourselves. It is for the benefit of the whole universe, for each and every being. We say, I just take care of my pet dog, pet animal. I say I'm taking care, I'm full of compassion and all those things. But a temple is place where you do the prayers for each and every being. There is no holiday for a temple. The priest, he has the Nitya Puja. Nitya, Naimittika and Kamya. 3 types of prayers are there in a temple. Nitya means every day, because the spark has to be maintained. If there is no spark, how much ever ghee you pour, it is of no use. Even if there is a small spark, a small drop of ghee can make it into a bigger one. Likewise, in temples, the prayers are done every day by the priest. That is why he's called Acharya. Why he is called Acharya means, Acharati, Achinoti, Acharati, Achare Sthapayati. Achinoti means he learns. He learns from the agamas, how the prayers has to be done. Achinoti, then he Acharati, he follows it. He does the prayers and he makes the people to follow. And during Utsavas, if you've seen Utsavas, Uttusava, Sava means coming out, like Prasava. Shava is different from Sava. Sava, coming out. It's a creation. Prasava, comes out from the mother. Likewise, Utsava, the God comes out. Param Sambhava Dikshakyam. The initiation that takes place is called Sambhavi Diksha. Now, Adikshitanam, Dhurtanam, Pakshinam, Mrigadarukam. For all the beings. For Pakshis, for trees, for animals, for birds. Who can think? We don't say that you have to come to this system to get benefited. It's like free Wi-Fi. When you go to the airport, you just have to say accept, you just go into it. You can access how much ever you want. Likewise, this system is something. The temples, the relevance of temples, because this is the question we get. Any part of the world, I go, why we need a separate place called temple? Why can't I sit down? It's for only yourself. You may get the self-realization, you may get moksha or whatever it is. But our Shastra says, Atmanaha mokshartam jagat hitayacha. Two things we have to live. We have come down here. We don't have option of going back at once. Till it is written, we have to stay here. How we have to stay? Atmanaha mokshartam. We have to spend our life in such a way, we get moksha. Not only that, jagat hitayacha. Something good we do. We should do to the society in whichever way we could. It is not necessary we have to do with money or with sharira, in whichever way, even by our thoughts, good thoughts. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Let everyone be happy. The thought process that can make changes in the world. So that is why temples are Nitya Pujas every day the priest does, the Acharya he does. That is why it's called Acharya. Then Naimittika Puja, during Utsavas, the God comes out and the God does initiation to each and every being. Like the automatic door. Automatic door, once you go there, it opens on its own. Likewise, the Naimittika Puja during Brahmotsava, called Brahmotsava, Brahmam Param, Param Sambhavi Dikshakyam, Sambhavi Diksha takes place. The Brahma is not the four-faced the creator. This is Brahma. Brahma Shabda, Shiva. It denotes Lord Shiva. It's Brahmotsava. So by which we get the jnana. It's a very simple form. You don't have to sit down, you don't have to meditate. The mother cooks, the child goes and eats. You don't have to put any effort. You don't have to cut the vegetables. You don't have to put any effort. The mother goes, the mother prepares the food, even in the absence of the child. So Acharya does the prayers every day. The children, you are all the children of the temple. You belong, that kind of sambandha. When we do something to the temple, I always say we should have some kind of a change, the word sponsor. Who are we to sponsor? I don't know. Some kind of word, something different word, some different word you have to find. Because it's like our thanksgiving to our parents. When I buy something to my mother, I cannot put an ad. I bought a sari for my mother. I bought a vehicle for my father. Do we put? I don't think so. You will have. So who are we to do at the temple also? It's like our father and mother. You are all the children of the temple. He is your Tvameva Matacha Pita Tvameva. That kind of, it is not barter for which we have to go to the temple. I get this, that may be the beginning stage. At the beginning stage when we go to the temple, so I have some issues in my office, it should get solved in the best ways, in the family. It may be in the beginning. But as you grow and grow and grow, our visiting a temple is total with absolute dedication and absolute belief. And you are my father, you are my mother, you are everything. That kind of surrender if we have, and we should go without, ego. I have done this, I have done that, nothing. Once we go in that way, we can reap. That is why, the fruits are also different. Many people, they say, see, myself and my friend, we have been going to the temple, together. But she gets much, generally we have a habit, there is a drop in current in my home. I won't check my system. I will just go to the opposite house and check whether they have the current or not. So generally, what generally my mentality happens is, that person also was coming with me. She got the fruits in much faster way than mine. So whether God is partial or not, in Mrigendra Agama, the Lord says it is like the seeds that is sown. It is a rain. When the rain comes, the seeds will come. Whichever seed is sown, based upon our yani kani cha papani, janmantra kritani cha, thani thani vinashyanti, pradakshina pade pade. We should go on going around the temple. Pradakshina is very important. My brother, when we were younger, it's fixed 108 pradakshinas. Only those pradakshinas that we did when we were younger, it has given us a very strong mind. More than physical, it's not the exercise. We should not say, but I say, doctors prescribe walking for reduction of fat. They prescribe. Doctors, they prescribe walking to reduce the fat. I say, priests also prescribe walking in the name of pradakshina to reduce your karmas. When you go on walking around the temple, the divine energy can remove your karmas, and at one point of time, you will feel the bliss. At one point of time, you cannot go away from the God. It's that kind of sambandha our forefathers had with the God. They will say, you will have a sampradaya, that our temple, our God. That kind of relationship, if we inculcate with our children also, we should be an example for our children. We should not blame God. Why God didn't do? That kind of relationship is not there. The prayers that is done at the temple, it is for the whole universe, each and every being. For the birds, for the fishes, for the animals there are 84 lakhs of species, not total population, species in the world. So the prayers that we do, it is for all the beings. It is for all the beings. So that kind of attitude is very important. And the third part, see, I talked about the Nityotsava. Nitya Puja is done every day prayer, Bali with the Bali. Naimitikotsava is Brahmotsava. And Kamyotsava, like you have some particular desire, like marriage for my child or whatever it may be. The Kamyotsava also, that can be done at the temple. That comes at the last part. That also, because as a human being, till we reach a level, we are normal human beings, we will have our own desires. Even for that also, the God has given us the space. It's called Kamyotsava. Kamya means a particular desire. For that also, that we do Archana, we do Snapana Abhisheka. And the Abhisheka that is done at the temple, with milk. Many people, when we drink milk, we don't ask question. Why can't we give this milk to others? We are so selfish. Correct? When we drink milk, when we eat rice, I don't say, why can't I give this rice to some other person? Why can't I give this milk to some other person? But when we offer it to the God, we ask 100 questions. When it comes to Ganesha Chaturthi Visarjana, we say why there is a problem with the environment. When so many animals are cut, we don't ask questions at all. It is. See, again I'm telling you, it is we who are the losers. It is we who are the losers. We just have to follow. It is always better to follow. I always say, we have not seen the pilot. I always give this example. When we go into the flight, we have not seen. We don't go and see the pilot. Show me your license. Show me your previous, pilot experience. Then only I will get into the flight. He will say, you get out. Likewise, these things, Muttorsal Amritam. It is always, it has life in it. Our forefathers followed. They place the kumkum here. This Ajna, there's a Shakti called Sada here, Sada. When you place the kumkumam with this finger at this point, it's activated. It's activating. When you touch something, it's activated. You touch the phone, touch phone. Patent is from our Shastras only. You touch here. You are touching. Touch phone. Our system, touching the system. You touch it, it opens. You are activating those energies. Vibhuti, Bhasmadharana, Tripundra Dharana, Kunkuma Dharana. These are, you touch the particular nerves and that is being activated. And when we do at the temples, it's like connectivity. For all the beings, it is done. Kamyotsava, Nityotsava, Naimitikotsava, and Kamyotsava. 3 types of Utsavas. Utsava means, the prayers. Utsava means Utsaha, the prayers. And 8 times a day. Those days they had priests also. So many priests were there. Minimum is 1. And in places, temples at hills and all those places, and forests, like weekly ones, monthly ones. But those things we have to fix during the time of Kumbhabhisheka. Like how many times we are going to do the prayers. The Acharya, with the consultation of the Acharya and the Dharmakartas, the trustees were called Dharmakartas. Dharma is very important. Dharma is very important. That is the root, that is the base. So those days they had the system in such a way, Acharya and the Dharmakarta, they will have a discussion. See, this is our financial situation. How we have to do the prayers, how to proceed for the benefit of the world. These many people are there in this area. this village. So many people have to be benefited. That is why before installation of the God, God goes out for the Grama Pradakshina to see each and everyone. So it's automatically, it's like like connectivity. You know, you operate the car from your home, you just press somewhere, even our house also you are able to operate from your office. Likewise, these systems were there in our Agamas, which said you do this prayer, you do these things for the benefit of the whole universe. That is why this is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means eternal for each and every being of the universe. We don't have any geographical locations, particular this, that and all those things. You know, that is the greatness of this system. That is why we have to catch hold of this system, because we are unselfish. We don't have any selfish goal, selfish desire. We need each and every being to be happy, and the happiness we get through the rituals that is done through the Agama Shastras. Rituals are nothing but to connectivity. As I told you, like you touch something, it is activated. Likewise, the rituals gives us a connection. They say Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. Just by the knowledge itself we get the moksha. But in Shaivagamas it says the Diksha given by the Guru, like like the cataract, once it's removed we are able to see it properly. Even though I know that outside there is a light, but still I open my eyes, I cannot experience the light. Now I know it is dark, but outside we have the light. Unless and until I open my eyes, I cannot appreciate the light. Likewise, Acharya, the Diksha, which through the Diksha, and Diksha we get through these rituals. As we saw during the Utsavas, God goes out and He initiates each and every being. What is that Diksha's name? What did I tell you? Sambhavi Diksha. Param Sambhava Diksha means auspicious things. That is why when God comes out during Utsavas, we have to go and worship Him. Nowadays we sit down, I don't know, there in streets when God comes out, they used to decorate with different type of column and everything, decorations, and God comes out. He is coming down there for our sake. What kind of compassion He has got? He comes down, He comes out to bless us, to give the Diksha for us, to understand about us. And this is the fastest. Going to a temple, by worshipping at the temple, you are able to know yourself in the fastest way and in right way, and to understand the greatness. Vedokilo Dharma Moolam, the base for the Dharma is the righteous path is Veda. And to understand and to experience the truths that have been, to understand sweetness, we need sweet. I cannot say I know sweetness, unless and until I experience a sweet, I take a sweet and keep it inside, put into my mouth, I cannot experience the sweetness. Likewise, to understand the sweetness, these rituals and these temples, these prayers definitely helps us. Alaya and Avudayar, in Tamil there is a saying for it, it's called Pindika in Sanskrita. In Shivalinga you can see the bigger, upper part is called Rudrabhaga, and below the one it is called Pindika in Sanskrita. Avudayar in Tamil. A means the individual souls, all the Jivatmas. All the Jivatmas are there in the Shivalinga. By doing Abhishekam to Shivalinga, by offering food to Shivalinga, the whole universe is being benefited. That is why we generally water at the root. We don't climb up the tree and go to a particular branch and water. I may have a fruit which I may like, but I don't go to the particular part. Am I right or wrong? Correct. So our concentration, we should concentrate on the root. That is why temples were taken care. We should be very thankful to the kings in the northern part of India, because nowadays there's people are trying to build North India, South India. We have more structures in South India and all those things. But if you go into the historical details, it is the kings, the Kshatriya who were in the northern part of India. We had the same kind of structures, different styles, but lots of monuments were there. But those great kings, great people, they had sacrificed their lives and protected the southern part of India. You cannot say in southern part you have more temples and all those things, because these were protected by the great lives of the great warriors. Rani Lakshmibai's great kings were there. They have protected the culture, and it is our duty now, because if we should use a technology, Mahakavi Bharatiyar says, Vedam Pudumesai. It's not that you should make new Vedas, but the Vedas should be transmitted with the new technologies. The technology should be used in the best way. So it is the duty, for the southern part of India to get back the culture to the whole of India and the whole world. It's our duty. You should go to the history. You cannot say that these things happen, why this is like this, why this is like that. You should go to if you go to a doctor, he will go through the medical history. Likewise, to know about the nation, to know about the culture, you should know the history and speak. We should not be divided. No more division. We should be united. Only then we can achieve great things. And this is what, so temples plays an important role. Each and everything have been prescribed in our temples. Every dimensions, even the size, even the measurements, everything has been given in it. In Agamas, there are 28 Shaiva Agamas, 207 Upagamas, 28 Shaiva Agamas. 28 Shaiva Agamas. We have scriptures. We have scriptures. How the temple, how the structure, what should be the size of the finger, the nail. Everything, the specifications have been given here. Great Stapatis Vishwakarma. That's called Vishwakarma Stapatis. You know, they are blessed with that art. Those art, we have to take care of them. You know, it's not just in the book. We can, if we just take care of the book, that is not enough. It is our duty to take care of those priests, of those shilpis, of those great musicians. They were the one who have given us this culture. We talk culture, culture, culture. But culture is them. If they are going to live in poverty, what is the use of, how we can get that culture back? So it is our duty to any temple when you go, you just give them good words. Go to a priest, Mama, how are you? He's asking, he's praying for all of us. Dhana, Dhanya, he's praying for us. If we get something, we'll say, oh, that priest is going in the car. That Nadaswara Vidwan is having a new home. What is wrong with it? Let him also prosper. So we should go. When you visit next time to any temple, you go to the musician. He has been taking care of that culture. Okay? It is not in the tape recorder. It is not in our USB. It's not in our hard disk. It is in their lives. They were the one for more than 1,000 years. Nearly 1,000 years it was under invasion. During that period of time, they have protected these temples. Anyone, the temple was the culture, dance, music, everything was at the temples. Teaching and books, Vidyasthana, libraries, everything the center. That's why temple was so big. For everyone, to accommodate everyone. We had Agrahara where the priest lived. They could come and do the prayers in a good form. So these things we should understand the importance of temples, and it is our duty. We can get it back. We were in that form. We have lost not lost. We are away from it, and we should be always positive. We can get back. We can get back. If God's Shakti is there with us, no negativity can stop us. We should always believe in it. We should be always optimistic. So I just leave it to you now. Like this, as we saw, Alaya means we get into means the individual souls. And so Alaya, the temples are nothing but for the individual souls to get into the Jivatma, to get into the Paramatma. In the simplest and the fastest way. You have a fast track. In the airport also you have a fast track. Correct? Here you can just go into that. It's much faster. Likewise, Alaya is where you need not know anything. Sharanagati, you just get into the flight, you say I'm flying. But you cannot check in and be at the lounge. You cannot say lounge is comfortable. If you sit there, flight will go out. They may call twice or thrice. Then they will say, they will take out your bag, keep out. It is once you enter the temple, once you go with absolute surrender. And what do you sacrifice in the Balipita? What did he say? Balipita, you sacrifice your ego. And how you should be? Like the Vahana, with absolute humility. What are we? Nothing. This Sharira is nothing. Next minute we do not know what may happen. We are just puppets in the hands of the Lord. That kind of surrender. Our kings, nowhere they had a big, board. The kings, our Rajaraja Chola, so many temples, so many great souls, so many great saints. They had built so many temples. Nowadays in tubelight you can see full of paint denoting their name. We don't get the light at all. They said they placed the light, one temple I went, but it was still dark. Then I went to the place, the tubelight was filled with names. Their name, their father's name, grandfather's name. But olden temples, if you see, you can see the king's representation. It will be in the steps. So that they wanted each and every devotee to climb on them. In the olden temples in Tirupati, Tiruvannamalai, great temples, those are all divine energies. So any temple, you don't be bothered about when you go back to India, you don't think, why this temple is not clean. You have come down here for a bigger purpose. You just come there. If you find some time, you take a bag, a trash bag. If you are able to clean, fine. That is what our upper did. He didn't complain to anyone. How we can be a part of it? How we can be a part of the good things? You just concentrate on the God. Those things will change. Domestic issues will change. But we should not change. We should just concentrate on those things. So temples play a very important role. Temples is the portal and we are all the nodes. We do our prayers at our home. We have a Perumal's picture, Shiva's picture. It's not picture alone. It is a notes. You get connected. The portal is where the main Tirupati, Thiruvannamalai, they are all the portals. So you should see to that those portals are maintained properly. Whenever you visit India, you should say, this time I should visit these temples, and you should check with the priest, local Vidwans, the Nadasura Vidwans, Oduva Murtis. They had brought the traditional singing. In each language they had their tradition. So these bhajans, we have to reconstruct, it is rebuild those things, and by then only our culture can be maintained. Alayam plays a very important role. Like you just fly, you just get into the conscious of God in a simpler and the fastest way. So now I open for question and answers. Thank you for the opportunity. Now I thank Sri Abhayji has come down here. Actually, give a big clap to him. I was so surprised, to see a person like him. Nothing wrong in saying. We should say good things about good people. No, many things we just keep quiet, everything people are unable to know. Recently, our World Hindu Conference, I just pray, every year he does in America also, like we should get together. And it was an opportunity, nearly from 60 countries, people had come, 2,500 delegates. And it was organized in such a peaceful manner. Even at our home, we won't get food at that time. I may get little late. Everything was systematic. And it is Amanushya Shakti. I was able to see it is not done by any human beings. Some kind of Amanushya Shakti was playing there. Great sadhus, Sankalpa, Swami Vijnanananda's his brainchild was at Sankalpa. And so many sadhus from different parts of the world. And I really learned many things those 3 days. Now it's really a great boost for me. I'd come for that only. So I feel, I just pray, I just requested. It was cool. Nowhere I was able to find any kind of tension, nothing. We should learn the art of management from him. I was so happy that he's here also. So it's it's open for questions. Okay.
I'll open up first question, sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful speech and enlightening us for the relevance of temple. You were just told recently about how sometimes you go to the temples, you see donated by folks, and covering the tube light and things like that. I've noticed in recent times, I've come through a lot of WhatsApp messages and everything, things like that, where I don't want to name the temples, but those temples, you look at them, they are very richly built. They highlight the luxury that goes into the temple. So I just want to understand, on one side, our old temples are very humble in nature. I understand we need to bring in humility. But how do you see where some of these new temples that are being built seem to be quite opposite of what a temple would stand for? So I just want to get your opinion on that.
Dhanam is very important. Dhanam. It is not luxury. We should not see a temple as luxury. If it is filled with gold, it's to bring out those days luxury. It's not luxury. The gold or precious stones or whatever it is. We need money. Dhanam also is very important. I cannot say, ticket, I have come for this conference, let it be free or whatever it is. Even if I go to some grocery shop, money is also very important. We should not see it as gold. I just pray that our Shiva temple also. Yesterday I was going around, I thought of Vimana made up of gold. Our Bellingham Shiva temple. I just pray. Yesterday it was all of a sudden now you are asking about it. It's not luxury. Gold, they had like we see like chemical properties. You don't buy the iron. 1 kilo of iron and 1 kilo of gold is not the same. Yeah. It's not the same. Maybe metals, but each one have different chemical compositions. Each chemical have different compositions. Bromine is different from chlorine. CH4 is different from C2H6. Each one have different characters. So those days they have prescribed these precious stones have to be kept below the god. In Burma, myself and my brother, there we just get 9 stones. That too it has to be placed in a proper way, then only we can keep. there in buckets. And they ask, after giving to the below, they will again ask. Maple also, he came 4 years back. You know, like they will ask Swami, and they are normal people, poor people. It's not poor or rich. It's, as I told you, how we see God. He is everything. He is. They just took away the bangles. They took away the rings. They said it is for God. And once you believe that is the root. See, we watered the root. We watered the root. It is not rich. You should not see it as rich or luxury or anything. You should make other normal temples, what you tell the normal temple you feel. Generally we say if the person does not wear anything, we think he is simple. It is not like that. There is nothing wrong. In fact, everyone should wear gold, they say. Gold attracts the energy. It's all energy. Gold, we should write the name also in gold. That's our sampradaya. Saubhagya. So temples, those days, why they had gold and everything was to attract the universal energy, to maintain it. To maintain it. So even we have to wear gold also, always should be, it should have a sambandha for body also, to attract energy. So like I feel it is good. I feel we should make these temples also into that temple. Okay. We should not say, we should not compare in this way, the other way, arrow mark in this way. Okay. From normal temple to, we should make. And that we should have the sankalpa. Our Shiva temple also, you should have a made of swarna. It can attract the mantras. You have the tower, some towers, like they say, a place where there is no tower. If you keep some instrument, it attracts that energy. Your Wi-Fi or whatever it is. Yeah. You place another system so that you are able to access your Wi-Fi. Likewise, like these gold or silver or precious stones. Burma, all of you, I just request, all of you should visit. It's like our olden, how our Bharata Desha was. It is Akhanda Bharata. The people are filled with love. It's whenever I go there, I just cry. How much of love? They just give. They may not have for tomorrow. Total Sharanagati. They say it is a root. They say that is God. If you give to God, it will grow. Below the God, there are so many things. So it is like watering at the root, sir. When we water at the root, we always water at the root. So when we do more things to the temple, we believe, we may say many people they ask, Swami, instead of doing at the temple, why can't the milk? I said, no, I can give to a poor person. I said, if you do properly at the temple, there won't be poverty. If you do properly at the temple, there won't be any orphanages. You understood? So temples, if that is maintained properly in the way that has been prescribed, if I write my exam properly, I will get full marks. I cannot write any other things. So how the temple has to be maintained, that has been said in the Agama Shastras. That because, why we do not know also, we do not worry. See, because of invasions, always take this point, always, in the rough column you have a thing. Likewise, the 1,000 years it was dark ages. Only these 4 years, we have got back our culture. We are getting back, we will get back. It is going to be very strong. All of you have to pray. It's right. Bharata Desha is a root. It's a base. So it is our duty to, do the sankalpa and start our efforts to learn things from our elders, learn things from the books. Not just Google search alone. Lots of pandits are there. There it was in an education session, I found, it was a person from Europe, I don't remember his name. He said, I really liked it, he said, the traditional pandits have to be taken care. The traditional pandits, they are below poverty line. You do not know, you may not, you should go there. They have to be taken care. They have to be. So, temples, like, it's not luxury. I feel all the vimanas have to be made into gold or precious stones, so that it can absorb the energy. Like in Tirumala, Tirupati, you can see. In Tamil Nadu, almost in all the parts, we had like that. Because of invasions, it was looted. We will get back. We will get back in the right way. We don't believe in looting. We believe only in giving. Thee thou to give. Correct? So we believe in giving. So let us create our own system. And for that, God will help us. So it's not luxury, it should not be seen as luxury. Even the Acharya, it is prescribed. I have to wear this, I have to wear the kankana, I have to wear during the Utsava and all. Actually, those days, the Yajamana means not like boss. Yajji means to worship. Yajamana means not, we don't have a boss. Our boss is only Shiva. Yajamana Sankalpa means not for a person who sponsors. Yajji means to worship. A person who supports the worship is called Yajamana. So we, the Yajamana, those days they have to honor the Acharya with, let's like the honor to our mother and father. Those days, if I say those things today, they may say, hey, but Shivacharya is asking for it. It's not like that. It's just the karmas. Too many things were there. It's just like a medicine. Like when the doctor gives medicine, so many things happens in our body, the system. Likewise, those days, these things, the dana, giving dana to poor people, giving dana to the brahmanas, for many reasons they had. So I feel the other side should be. Yes,
I have a question. So, very nice explanation. Thanks for a nice talk. So, you mentioned about Rajagopuram and the significance of it being as a holy feet of the Lord. Can you elaborate a little bit more about the significance of the height? Some temples are very large, very tall Rajagopuram. Some temples have small, depends on the budget. And in India, there's different scales. Can you explain a little bit more about the significance of it, how important it is for the structure of the temple?
The Vimana is the structure, the holy structure that is above the Lord. Many people they get confused with Vimana and Rajagopura. Rajagopura is the outermost structure. The outermost structure is Rajagopura. Vimana is that which is there above the Lord. Vikatam Manam Vimanam. People who are unable to come to the temple, you're going to the office. You can just, if there is big rush in the temple, you can just see the Vimana. Or the Dvajastambha, the flag staff. You can just see it, you will get the energy. Like, check-in, you have to go to the counter. Sometimes you have the kiosk, just go there and keep your passport and you get the boarding card. Everything done. Even for baggage tag also you get. Just have to tag it and you send it. So these were all points through which we got the divinity. So Vimana. So the flag staff should be of the size of the maximum size, should not go above the Vimanam. Vimanam, you understood? Vimanam is the holy structure that is above the Lord. It has 6 parts, but that should not go above the Vimanam. But Rajagopuram can be above it. It can go into number of stages. It can be above the Vimanam. Vimanam is a structure. It has based upon the Mudasthana structure. It has got 3 times, 5 times like that. It has got number of times has been prescribed for different lords, for Ganesha, for Skanda. That is why I say it is so precise. It is so, we cannot think, oh no, let it be like that. You cannot, I can check in only with my passport. Likewise, it based upon the gods, because they have calculated the shape of the Lord. Shanmugha means 6 faces. Ganesha means with the elephant face. We have to believe. We have to understand. Absolute surrender. You cannot question why elephant God, why the Hanuman is like this. We cannot. Absolute surrender. Absolute surrender. Once you surrender, so likewise, Rajagopuram is a feat, which is little, it can be of the bigger size, bigger than the Vimana size. That's why people who are unable to come to the temple, if you're going to the office, they can, in Madurai and from any part of the place, you can see the Vimana. Those days, even at Nagaratar temples, the Vimana Gopuram will be very high, and it's maintained in such a way. You should visit Devakottai and those places, they maintain the temple. Even today, the family, the Nagaratar, they have maintained, they are still maintaining that this much of oil, this much of flowers, and everything is still they are doing it. That is very important. So Rajagopuram can be bigger than the Vimana or as the same size of Vimana, but not lesser than Vimana. And flagstaff should not be above the Vimana. So everything was based on the Mudasthana, the Mula, the main. Shiva's temple, Shiva is the Mudasthana. The flagstaff is nothing but can be maximum size as the size of the Vimana. Rajagopura can be above the Vimana, but should not be lesser than the Vimana. There's a holy feat. And in fact, you will have 2 stones in the side. If you see the Rajagopura, once you enter 2 stones in the side, next time you can watch, you should watch these things. You should not watch who is coming, the priest is speaking to whom, who is being garlanded. Sometimes if they are going to be the Yajamana, we have to garland them. It's not VIP, this, that, and all those things. It is like, you don't be bothered about those things. If you enter a temple, sir, we can find 2, stones, Thinna Mari in the sides, 2 slabs of stone. Once you enter the temple, whatever you take for the God, you should not go without, any temple you go, you should take something. When you meet your guru, when you meet, elderly persons, when you go to a place where young children are there, when you go to God, you should not go with empty hand. That is our Shastras. That is our Shastras. So they say, you take a flower or something, what they used to do is, they used to keep it on that slab. So you keep gold there, I keep a flower there, another person keeps milk there, another person keeps salt, whatever he has taken, whatever he has brought, so that no one would know who offered which thing. How the system was. So there will be a person, Kanakaragar, Manikar, they used to say in Tamil. So he used to take care of those things. He used to take, if gold has come, he used to keep it in a particular point. Flower, he will give to the Acharya for the prayers. And while coming also, you can see another slab below the Rajagopuram. You just think about the Rajagopuram. There will be, if you suppose by mistake, if you have brought anything of the god, if you have brought, so if you come to know, I have brought this over there, because there it has come into my bag. So you should keep it there, so that no one would know. So know this, that and all those things. Those days everything was planned. We have to wash our legs. Padam plays a very important role. Padam, the finger, is very important. So only through that, Ida Pingala, this is Ida Pingala and Sushumna, we were able to see the Supreme through that. So those days, the Rajagopuram is a very important place. Raja, the king of all the Gopuras. Fine, any other question?
I always ask one thing.
Solunga.
How do we teach? How do we bring them to, in our கோயிலுக்கு வந்தா they play. So I tell my kid first பிரதர்ஷனம் பண்ணிட்டு வந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணிக்கோ. But அது வந்து the more you say, the less they do. So how do we going forward? How do we educate them? How do we teach them?
Three ways. First is actually we should leave to God. We should pray Yadevi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsita. Through proper channel. In university during any correspondence we used to say, right, through proper channel. So Yadevi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsita. How an ant go and selects a sugar cube, we do not know. If there is sugar, you can see ants. How it comes? Who taught the ant to go and select a sugar cube? Yadevi Sarva Bhuteshu. How a bird is flying, we do not know. Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsita. So first is God, total surrender. So pray to God every day. Amma, Appa, please take care of my children. Especially prayers to Kuladevata really helps us. Family God. Second one is, we should be an example to our children. If you want the child to get up before 6, you cannot get up at 10 and say, I'm not telling about you, madam, about myself, in general. In general. We cannot say, I get up at 10 o'clock and I ask the child, why you're getting up at 10? You understood? So we should be an example, second. Third is, slowly we should transfer, like the Bluetooth. No wire, no connection, slowly, somehow it is, you have to find it out. Okay, we have to find it out. You will get it. Ambal will tell you. That is how my father and my mother, they have taught us. They didn't tell directly, but they lived. Even my father, whatever he gets, he used to give to everyone. So anything I get, I want to give it to everyone. So it is, we can get it. And fourth is very important. I come to the fourth one. You have to be always positive. You have to be optimistic. Do not be bothered about other things. You have to have the vigil. You have to be careful. At the same time, you don't think about that, for that child it has happened, it will happen to me. Don't think about that. You be positive. Yadbhavam tadbhavati. So you be always positive. My child will be fine. He will be perfectly fine. She will be perfectly fine. So that thoughts can make changes in them. It can make changes. Thoughts can transfer. Like Bluetooth, it transfers. So positive changes. 4 steps. First is surrender to God. Second, we living an example. We should be an example. Third, slowly imparting. And always we should talk to them in the third person, not directly. But that child, he did Hanuman Chalisa for 108 times. He got first rank. We should just say, you should not say that you should chant 108 times. You leave it. Once after 1 month or 2 months, the child may come and say, what is Hanuman Chalisma? If they ask, you should say. Yes, you should chant 108 times Hanuman Chalisa. So some kind of, we have no other option because it is our child. If we are going to leave our child, who will take care of it? The child has come through you. Atmavai putranamasi. That's why my father, he has not bet me, my father or my mother. They have not scolded us. Even Anna also, just for us to be in order, when we were younger, used to come and check nails and everything. Even today, if the nails grows, I am afraid. Those things. But somehow, and nowadays, to bring up children is a very big challenge. Those days we were in a joint family. Some kind of system was there. So only thing is surrender, and you should be positive. Do not think anything negative. Always be positive. We have come down here for a bigger purpose. We are all the children of God. So always be positive. Let what may happen. God is there with us. She will take care. We are just puppets in the hands of the Lord. Be positive. So third, always in the third thing. So that person, this person, and like when you speak with some of your friend or something, like that time you should say, slowly children they'll be hearing, the message will be going to them. But they will know that they will behave in such a way that they have not heard, but it will be passed on to them. And positive energy at home, you should not scold anything wrong, we should not scold any person, bada poda, anything, we should not do those things. That is not our culture, to scold anyone. So these things we should inculcate. Always be positive and do not talk bad about other persons in front of them. That person did that, don't move with them. Then he will give a list for you not to move with them. Understood? So you just let the child go, let the child know. They will. That is how my father and my mother, they have not told anything bad about any person. We understood. So just let them understand. God will take care. I see how how DNA passes, how everything passes. We didn't God's sankalpa. So God, total surrender. Like Draupadi did, like Prahlada did, like Nayanmars and Advargal they did. So that kind of total surrender. There is a law of buoyancy. When the water is filled, logically there should be more weight. But the same bucket of water, when it is immersed in water, we don't feel the weight. Correct, sir? When I have filled the bucket, we feel the weight. But when it is immersed in water, logically there is more water. It should weigh more, but we don't feel. So once you immersed in bhakti, that is how our great souls they lived. They had so many challenges. So Vivekananda came 125 years back. How did he come? How he must have applied for visa? How he looked for it? No, you just think about those things. Now we have all the Google search and everything. Have so many issues there. So he was so positive. Swami Prabhupada, at the age of 70 he had come. What kind of belief? Krishna, Lord will take care. So totally surrender to him. As I told you, you have to get in that one step can make changes. See, we are in the airport, you have everything checked in, everything is there, but you are afraid to, just one step. One step and the gate closes, you say, I am flying without your wings. That is surrender, absolute surrender. Sharanagati, not even stable-minded, no fickle-mindedness. That will take care. Our children will. That is why all the prayers are done. Ambal will take care. Very happy. I'm thankful for our Boston Sri Kalikambal temple to have given me an opportunity to deliver what little I knew. I wanted to learn more. We wanted to bring out these manuscripts. Many are in the manuscripts form. We wanted to bring it. This is one of the book called Sukshma Agama. There are 28 agamas. We are slowly. These talks about the techniques, about how the temple should be. These things you should be educated. Only if you are educated tomorrow when you are building, knowledge is strength. So when you are building a temple or when you are near the temple, you can guide them also. Nowadays, so please do pray that all the manuscripts have to come into light. Let everyone be blessed with their knowledge. And may Ambal bless each and every one of you with peace and happiness. We should pray that day. Our Vice President, he said very well. Like our Satsang Chalak also said, even if the lion goes alone, even a stray dog can kill it. So we should be collective. We should be together. Sanghe Shakti Hi Kalau Yuge. And our Vice President, he said very well that, we should be, in that country, you should be truthful to it. And I always say, people, NRIs are like a married lady. A lady, after the marriage, what kind of responsibility she has got? Two things. One is she has to pray, for her in-laws house. Mother-in-law, father-in-law, that house. She has come down there. Her gotra, everything changes. And at the same time, she cannot forget our mother's place also. Correct? Even for my mother, if we talk anything wrong about my uncle, even today, my mother is 80 years old. If we talk anything about my uncle, she'll be angry. Person who does not get angry, the attachment we have with our mother. So people, we have crossed for, for a very big sankalpa. It's not just for money, it's not for any fame. You have come down here to develop this country. Wherever we are developing those countries. We are working hard. We are truthful to it. We don't divide the people. So always be, you are part of the great culture. Always feel the pride that you belong to that kind of culture. So pray like a married woman has two parts. She prays for her mother's house and her mother-in-law's house. So people who are NRIs, you have to pray for the country where you are and from country from where you came. Always think of that's a root, that's a portal. If Bharat Desha is strong, the whole world will be strong. And always be positive. Do not be taken away by the negative things that goes around us. Do not go into the medias too much. It's always anti-culture. Good ones are there. There's very few. So you go to the right people. When you think about positively, you can get the right persons. May Kalikambal bless each and every one of you with peace and happiness. Jai Hind. God bless America. I also request my brother to give Agama book to Abhayji on behalf of that. I'm so happy. All of you. Next meeting is at Bangkok on November 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2022. Each and every one of you should participate. I request on behalf of Abhayji, everyone should. Hawaii Swamiji at Hawaii, there's a Shiva Subramanian Swami, great souls. Actually, about 2 souls I'll just take 5 more minutes. All right, 5 more minutes. Shiva Subramanian Swami, he was the, all of you know about Hinduism today. He's collecting the whole Hindu community under one roof. He's doing a great service. Last year, I had an opportunity to visit ashram. From a young age, my father did they did the Panchashila Nyasa Puja, for the Bhumi Puja for the temple. Great people. And what they did, the great seva now is, actually they have digitized all the manuscripts. Manuscripts we were really to lose from the French Indology, French Institute. With the divine grace, they had come from America, they had come down there to India, which the government or anyone, they should have done. It was, after a few years, only the worms must have eaten it. They have digitized all the manuscripts that was there in the French Indology, in the Institute of Pondicherry. It is taken care by the French government. And now, all the manuscripts are safe. Very thankful to now Bodhinara Swamigal. Selfless projects. They did everything, no money, nothing. They gave the artists to the Shivacharyas. They say, you are the custodians. You have brought this the culture all these years through oral traditions. Later it got into this. So this belongs to you. No charge, nothing. They just gave it. So we are working on it. We are publishing from those manuscripts, the digitized manuscripts, the Hawaii Swamigal. So we are great souls. They don't have water. They don't have electricity. Everything is limited. All of you should visit the Hawaii also. Great people. Second one is Sri Guruji. Sri Guruji, all of you when you come to Bengaluru, we should visit the Padashala, Sri Guruji's Padashala, Vedagama Samskrita Maha Padashala. Even my son is studying there. Through Anna's instruction I have enjoyed. The Padashala where the roots are being taken care. The priests who are going to come from there, they are going to be the cultural ambassadors of our, of our Hindu Sanatana Dharma around the world in another few decades. They are trained in such a good form. Guruji is showing all his love. Like they are given good environment, yoga abhyasa, pranayama. I request each and every one of you to visit Guruji's ashram. Pranayama and modern computers, English, 8-year course. So the priests whom you want, we had difficult times. Those tough times are being changed. It's a good time has started for our Sanatana Dharma. So Guruji, because these two, one has preserved the manuscripts, one has preserved the persons who are going to use these manuscripts. Both are important. So our Sanatana Dharma is greatly indebted to two great Swamijis. All the sadhus, actually, there are great number of sadhus who are protecting our Bharata Desha. We should be always, every day we should think of the Rishi Parampara. We should always be indebted to them. So subtle energy can get connected to all of you, these two people. So I request Anna to give honor. Abhayji on behalf of the congregation. It's for our Hindu, like watering at the root. It's not for a single person. I was so surprised. How is cool? No tension, nothing, no. He was just cool. We should learn. I think I should. I started calling him as Abhay uncle. Always Anish used to call him Abhay uncle. Not Abhay, he's big uncle. Thank you everyone. Give a very big hand, sir. In America also you should do that, you should unite everyone, sir, in each state, sir, if possible. Each state can come together every 2 years or something like that. On behalf of Kalikambal. Ninga da. Maapla ninga. Kai tattanum. One of the agamas, 28 Sukshma Agama, talks about Gauri Pratishtha, where the pond has to be installed. It's we are planning to do print other books also. We will send it also in the future, so that this documentation of these things can answer the questions of our younger generations. The structure, the measurements, everything has been given in it. I shall keep some copies here with Anna, with Maple also. All of you can get from there. So in the future, these things, Ambal bless you, more and more success. Tomorrow I am leaving, sir. Tomorrow I am leaving.
When you can say some word of thanks to Sivacharyar. So, because he came and all this and all.
No, absolutely. Every time I meet him, I mean, it's a pleasure. And every time I learn something new. So today's lecture was beautiful, very beautiful. And it shows the depth of understanding that you have. So I think all the young people,
Younger generation.
they wish you could come
Definitely, sir.
every year and come to the camps.
Definitely.
They'll benefit a lot.
Definitely.
You talk in their language,
Thai.
and that's the best part of it.
Just a
Like
squirrel's
this
road.
young mother, you gave her good advice.
Just a squirrel's road during Rama's bridge. I'm just a squirrel. What part I wanted to do, what I can do, we are ready, sir. We are ready to build the bridge of Dharma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for accepting at the last, but sorry for the inconvenience. But it was a great 3 days.
I miss Subramaniam ji.
Anna, he was asking about you,
Yeah.
but the next day morning, we have a recording also. Recording has
Yeah.
Because our flight got delayed, so by the time we got-
Money, she told me.